Did anyone else go into this season of The Valley and think this is going to be terrible, but now they're like, I love it? Because that's me. Hi, I'm Emily, host of the podcast She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. So come check me out everywhere you get your podcasts.
Welcome to the All About TRH podcast, aka All About the Real Housewives, aka All About the Truth. On today's episode, we're giving you all the tea on the event we attended for the Real Housewives of New Jersey Party Like a Housewife event, which was hosted by the newest housewife, Danielle. The event featured co-stars Jennifer Aydin, Teresa Giudice, and Dolores. We'll tell you who shocked us the most, who was a little cold, and all the behind the scenes, like who was disinvited. Please make sure you guys are subscribed and leave us a review after you listen. Thanks for listening. Hi, Chantel.
Hey, guys.
So we're still getting settled after flying home late last night after attending the Real Housewives of New Jersey Party Like a Housewife event, and we have so much to talk about.
Roxanne, did you expect some of the housewives to act the way they did?
I mean, I was surprised by some things, but let's start from the very beginning. I want to talk about just what we did. So we flew in Saturday morning, and the event was Saturday night. And I've been to Jersey one time, and I actually went for an event with Caroline Manzo. I think it was when Albie and Chris had opened a restaurant. And the good thing
That's so random.
I know. The nice thing, and this is like when we used to talk, not trash, but like, we were, you knew where we stand. Like Caroline, it was during those like dark seasons. And the one thing I could respect about people like Caroline and Kathy and even Melissa, they still invited us to events. Like they knew that, we were very heavily involved with Jersey, and they still invited us to events. And when I met them, they were always really, really nice. I never actually met Melissa in person. I didn't go to that event. Laura did. That's when work was so crazy for me. But so when I went, I actually was in New York, and I just like quickly went to the event and then went back to New York. Whereas in Chantel and I stayed in Jersey, and I was, excited about it. I thought it was going to be less hot, which it wasn't. I think Jersey is colder than Detroit. I don't know if you think that, Chantel.
Yeah, and especially because I think they're by the water. Where we were more by the water too, and that I feel like made it so much more cold too.
Yeah, so we, end up getting a hotel. And where did we get a hotel? We got a hotel in Harris. Let me just tell you,
Newark, by the airport.
Okay, so some of you guys gave such great recommendations, but we weren't there that long to do these things. And we did so much. We actually ended up going to a housewife's house and toured her house on Sunday, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, but so we weren't there that long to do things, but I will say we went on an Uber at least 15 times. It was that much.
I think we literally spent $500 in Ubers.
We totally did.
And
yeah.
Next time I'll never stay in New Jersey. I think I'll just stay in New York.
Exactly, because first let's talk about it. So we get a hotel. So Chantel was like, we should stay by the airport, and I was like, why would we stay by the airport? And I guess like Hoboken, and we're not like from New Jersey, so please, New Jersey fellas, don't like call me out after, but I guess Hoboken has like one main hotel that everyone goes to, and it's the W. But so we stay at, where do we stay? We stayed at Newark, and it was like
Newark.
And it was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just, we were like, I don't think we should stay here.
Yeah, we probably wanted more like a downtown type vibe where we can like go out, get some coffee, get lunch, walk around. And that definitely wasn't where we were, which like we should have known if we're trying to stay by the airport. So fast forward, we get in and we get a new hotel and we go to Hoboken.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So we go to Hoboken, and I just wanted to say something. So immediately, the second I enter Jersey, I'm like, Chantel thinks I'm crazy because she thinks like, I don't like going and traveling to city places. Chantel does. And so I'm more of like tropical. I love tropical. We both have traveled quite a bit. And when I do, I just feel like I don't want to go anywhere cold. I already live in the cold. So like as soon as we get in our first Uber, like the man doesn't even speak to us. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't think this was a big deal, but Chantel was like, in Michigan or anywhere I go, no, usually we just had a small carry-on. She's like, they'll put it in the trunk for us, but we had to do that. I don't know. I didn't know if that was a thing or not with Ubers because I never take any Ubers. But
I've never had anybody that picked me up from the airport not take my luggage and put it in the back. Just never.
Okay.
I've never not had that. So that was weird. And then, yeah, keep going because it just was very bizarre in New Jersey.
Yeah. So we're in the car and the guy's like not talking. And we're from Midwest. Like we talk and it's just like, oh, hey, how are you? You know, that's just who we are. That's what we know. And I feel like everything in Michigan, you'd be surprised, but everything in Michigan, it's all about like service and just being human. So no one there was like human that we met. It was so crazy. So
it was like everyone was like so to themselves, and it was just so weird. And it's like they hated their lives. I feel like
like. we get in the car. I look at Chantel. I'm like, Chantel, like, what the heck? Why isn't he talking to us? Or I'm like, and she's like, shut up. Like you just like, you don't go in Ubers, like be quiet. I was like, all right, like whatever. But I swear to God, every single place we went to, from restaurants, from like the even at the W, like just everywhere, no one like even looked at us. Like they wouldn't say hi. And we're so used to like, hi, how are you? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Maybe we're just so extra, but this is so normal from where we're at.
No, it was like the attitude of where it's like, what do you want and what do you need? It was like, hurry up and get out of my face and tell me, tell me what I want. I'm like, whoa, I want an espresso martini, but thank you.
Yeah, it was so crazy. And then I guess like in the Uber back from the event, it was like 1 a.m. I'm like freaking out here because I read the news too much. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. And the guy, he was the only guy that was incredible. And it's because I was like playing around and I was like, yeah, like, why don't you guys talk, you know, and stuff. And then he like was laughing and he told us a story about, you know, in the summer, he'll go to Jersey Shore because people are nicer there or something. I don't know. All I know was, I don't know how you guys live in Jersey. I don't know. I told Laura this. Laura lives in Jersey, but she's
well,
like,
the good thing is I feel like a lot of your listeners are not just from Jersey. So like, I think some people will relate, some people can't, but I think
and we're not like trying to talk about someone's state or something, but it's just my experience. And
yeah, it was wild.
But I was talking to Laura and I was telling her Laura's, you know, my partner and all about TRH. And I was telling her, and she's from Jersey, but she's like, I think 2 hours away. I think she said it was closer to Philly or something. I don't remember, but, and she said, no, it's not like that where she's from, but she was laughing because I think she understood. And yeah, it was like you said, it was bizarre. And I was just really uncomfortable. And I was like, I cannot wait to go home. We even went to a restaurant. What was a restaurant that we went to?
Which one? We went to a couple.
We went to that, was it San Morello's or something?
Okay, that's in Detroit.
Exactly. What was it? You know, it was
which one was it? Friday or was it
the Cuban place?
Oh, San Cubano.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. We actually got this recommendation from a housewife, and we walked in there, right? And I kid you not. Okay, there was one person there, and I feel like it was more for like an older crowd. I was like, what are we doing here? But we walk in there. And I swear
that was the worst service.
Yeah, the owner was there. He was there. Okay.
We don't know that for sure.
Okay, well, it was like a well put together guy who looked like he was like low key in the mafia, but he wasn't, and he like owned the place. And because the manager kept going and talking to him, and like he kept walking around, and I'm like, okay, no one's just gonna walk around a restaurant unless they own the place. So we're there, and they seat us, and I kid you guys not, it was maybe 35 minutes. No one is there, okay, because we went at like 2:00. No one was there, and I guess like they close. It's
brunch. Like the switch over, like from brunch to dinner, yeah.
So no one was there, and like we just like, you know, we're like just like just smiling, and we're like, what the hell's going on, you know? And we look at we keep like looking at the bartender because they seated us like on the high stools or whatever it's called, and we keep looking at the bartender, and we're just like smiling. We're not like being rude. We don't have like facial expressions, nothing. And then finally, like 30 minutes later, she's like, have you guys been helped? And we're like, no. Keep in mind, the manager and the guy that I think is the owner is right in front of us. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? And that was just the worst service that I've ever had. And I was like, okay, I feel like it wasn't for like us. It wasn't for I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess it's in the water, so it's nice. I don't know. I know I keep going on about Jersey, but you guys, I was shocked. This was like culture shock to me that I'm like, and I was talking to my husband. No, and he was like, yeah, it's because we're from the Midwest. I'm like, I don't know.
I think that's the reason. I think people are just more friendly here in the South than they are maybe like East Coast, but I don't know.
If you are from Jersey, please, you never know if you'll run into a tourist like me and just smile at that person because, oh my gosh. By the way, I'm like getting sick too. And I know, Chantal, you were scared about that.
Oh my
I'm
God.
getting sick.
I'm drinking. If you hear me drinking, I'm drinking this immunity tea because I
Yes,
feel like we went through a lot in the
I
last 36 hours, and
swear.
it's because we were just on the go. We did not stop since the minute we landed. So it was, I feel like, because we didn't get enough sleep too.
Exactly. So yeah. Oh, we definitely didn't get enough sleep. So then we go to the W and we get ready for the event, and then something happens with our room. Nothing's working. We get switched. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So, but
Okay, let's talk real tea
yeah,
with them. I'm
yeah.
just
Let's
kidding
talk.
though.
Okay. No, for real. I'm sorry, you guys. I just had to tell you about that. Okay. Sorry, you guys have just been listening for 10 minutes about this, but let's talk about the event. Okay. So we were VIP. I think the event, it was like there was like VIP and not VIP, and we were VIP. And again, the new housewife was the one who was hosting this, but everyone's picture was on the
Danielle.
promo. Yeah, Danielle. So everyone's picture was on the promo. I'm sure everyone saw it and whatever. And yeah, like in the beginning, no one was there yet. When we walk in, we immediately see, so we go right to the VIP.
Well,
We
no, it was a huge line. And like it was like almost a wrapping around the building. And I was like, I'm not staying in this
oh
line.
my gosh.
Get your ass, let's go. And like everyone was cussing us out. So sorry if you saw us like skipping the line, but we tried and it worked. So
Well, no, the reason that we didn't just cut the line. Are you
but
crazy?
people
No.
kept saying they were VIP too. And I was like, yeah, I'm VIP
No, it
as well.
wasn't about VIP. We were there for like as like a housewife
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we were like the entertainment, like, we're like reporting on it, whatever. We were there as that. We did not cut because we were VIP, because there was two lines. There was a VIP line and there was whatever. But Chantel's like so aggressive. She went to the front. She's like, we're going to be covering this event. Let's go to the front and tell them and whatever. And I was like so scared. I was like, no, like Jersey people scare me. I'm going to go in the back. And someone was yelling at me and they were like, we've been waiting in line. And I was like, no, we're like guests of the housewives. Like we're not, and she's like, oh, okay, kick rocks. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then Chantel, they told the front.
It really was, because we did have to, it wasn't like we had tickets. Like we had to go up to the, like a will call box and get tickets. So like, I do think we were justified in doing that. I'm sure I would cuss someone out too if I saw them do that. So, I understand, but we were justified in getting our tickets and going in the front.
So we do go, and I think that was only I talked to some people that were at the event, and that was their complaint, was the waiting
line
in
was long.
line.
Yeah, it was so long, and like initial thoughts
It
was
was
like, whoa,
unorganized.
this is like very busy. So like we're like, whoa, this is gonna be a big event.
Yeah, so this was a big event, and so we walk in, and like it's still pretty empty. I mean, there wasn't that many people. We got there like right around 8ish, but we walk, and who do we see? We go to the VIP area, and there's like, so there's a VIP area, but inside the VIP area there's like where the housewives are sitting.
It's like if you
So
were to get a booth at a club, that's like their
yeah,
section.
that's where the housewives are. So we go over there and we see Frank and Brittany, and Frank is Dolores' ex-husband, and we see Brittany, that's his girlfriend. And she is literally the sweetest thing in the entire world. She's so sweet. And I will say, I think Frank is better than a housewife, the way he interacts with fans or viewers of the show.
He did not say no to one
Oh
person.
my
Like
God.
any person that came up to him and wanted to talk to him, wanted a picture, he just did not say no. Like I would be tired and I would have been over, and he just wasn't like that. He was just so gracious and so nice to every single person from
Amazing.
from what I kept seeing. He was just so nice.
Just really friendly. And it's not like he just took a picture. He was having conversations with people. And I respect people like that. It was just so nice. I mean, first off, I love a person who's on time. They were on time. And then
they were too much on time.
Yeah, maybe a little too early, but they were interacting with everyone. I mean, and he was taking pictures with everyone, and he was just so kind. He was so nice to us. I don't know. I really, really loved Frank. I mean, and I expected Frank to be that way. I mean, we follow each other on Instagram. I expected him to be that exact way anyways. But his girlfriend, she was so sweet. She was talking to us. And she was so sweet. And she said she listened, her and her girlfriend listened to our podcast. And she said that she did tell us, she was like, we listen to some podcasts and some are boring. And she's like, we love yours. So
That was
Hey,
so
Brittany.
encouraging. It
Yeah,
was so
yeah, that
nice.
was
We're like,
nice.
okay,
Like,
girl, yes.
yeah. So she was really, really
Hey,
freaking
Brittany. I'm
sweet.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly. Oh my God, if she's listening, she's gonna be cracking up right now. But yeah, we know, and that's not why we're saying we love them, because we're gonna be honest about everything here.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there were some things we were shook about. And that happens at these events, but still, I don't know. So okay, so it starts getting busier. Am I leaving anything out? Are we gonna start talking about when they arrive, or what?
Yeah, no, there was nothing. I don't think there was anything else. Yeah. Yep. Go to them
Okay.
when they come out. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, go.
Okay, so okay, let's talk arrival. So I don't even know when they came. It was fine. We were ordering drinks. I don't know why I thought drinks were included, but
That
Chantel
was
was like,
really embarrassing because
"Oh wow."
no, it is, because if someone is buying VIP, like it is for charity. So like I don't know what went to charity and what didn't, but if
It said
someone's
portions of it will be going to a charity, which is nice.
like, so, I feel like just most events like have one drink voucher, two voucher tickets, like for like to make it more enticing. But no, like everything you did have to pay for, which wasn't a big deal. Whatever, we got drinks and they weren't that great, but yeah,
Well, they didn't. What was shocking is they didn't even have like bottles like for the housewives or
Oh
anything.
yeah, like
So
inside when like the housewives were in their booth, it's like
yeah,
they didn't even have like a
ordering.
server like asking people for drinks. At least like have somebody there to like get you drinks if you needed more, but they just didn't even have that. It's like you had to go up to the bar and like it was really busy too. So
But I feel like, okay, that's us nitpicking, because I feel like everyone did have a great time. Like overall, I do feel like I talked to some people and they all had a great time. I could see everyone dancing and having
I
fun.
thought it
So
was such a good event, and the choice of the place was there to have a fun night for like girls' night out or whoever wanted to go out. It had the atmosphere.
yeah, but it was also like an hour and a half from absolutely everything. Anyone I talked to said they drove so far, and I was like, oh my gosh, because to me it was insanely far. But it makes sense because it held all the people and it was perfectly fine. But so the housewives and the house husbands come, and
They introduced the house husbands first on stage, and what was really sad, and we were so sad about it, is like Frank's still in the booth. Like they didn't even tell him.
yeah, I looked back. I literally looked at Sean. I'm like, oh my God, Frank kind of looks sad. And maybe that's just me being like overanalyzing. But they were like introducing the house husbands. And I think this is obviously Danielle. And I'm like, how the hell? And like, that's nice that Frank is coming and he's supporting the cause, like that's nice or whatever. And he's a big name. Like he's been on the show for years.
Yeah, how the hell are you gonna have three of the newest house husbands that people barely know, and you're gonna have the most well-known like house husband?
Well, no, not
quotation
three of
marks.
the newest house husbands. They're not new. Only one house husband was new, which was Danielle.
Yeah, I know, but Louis still new. Bill is still newer than
Yeah.
Frank. Like Frank has been there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I do think it was messed up. I literally looked back and I saw Frank and I'm like, he did kind of look sad, because it's like he belonged on the stage. And I'm sure everyone would have went the craziest when they saw him. Like, so I did think it was weird. So they like had this cool intro and it was just like, I just saw Frank in the back. So I got distracted. I don't know what the heck they said, but they did introduce the husbands first. And then after that, they introduced the wives. Now I have to note that no wife or none of the Real Housewives or husbands got paid to do this. Okay. So they're doing this for a good cause. Okay. However, on the promo, it shows Teresa, Dolores, and it shows Jennifer. So if I'm paying for an event,
And Danielle.
well, yeah, it was her event. So she is the host. If I'm paying for an event and I see all four housewives, I'm going to expect that all four housewives are going to be very interactive and talking on the stage. However, what happened was they have all four of the housewives come up and only Danielle was talking. So, and it was like awkward almost a little, because it was like, and it wasn't because Teresa, Dolores, or Jennifer didn't want to talk. It was just like Danielle really took over. And I get it because she's hosting, but also like, you've only had 3 episodes. Like I thought that was kind of weird.
No one knows you. Hand the mic over, girl. No one's really there for you.
She was like,
hand the mic over.
Yeah, you can tell like she really likes this type of stuff. And I don't find that to be relatable. So I know that, like, you know, I know Real Housewives go to events all the time, but like, she almost kind of reminds me of like a club promoter.
Yes, that's exactly what she would do.
Yeah, she reminds
Yes.
me of a club promoter. She doesn't remind me of like a housewife. Like that stuff is not relatable to me. Like even I saw like she's doing another event, which like I'm not taking that away from her because every one of these housewives do events, but she's so new that I'm like, whoa, girl.
Yeah,
Like,
then she's doing like a mozzarella event. I don't know. It's super weird.
yeah, but more power to her because she's like, let me milk this while I'm here. Like, I don't give a shit if I'm 3 episodes in. Like, I'll milk this. But yeah, I thought it was weird. I felt like just looking at the
But it's
housewives,
not
like,
genuine. It's like almost it's like you were waiting for this moment. It's like let's go. It's like okay, let's see where the show takes you a little bit.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I could look at the housewives and I felt their demeanor. They just didn't know what was happening. Like I think they wanted to talk and they wanted to do things differently. But I guess what ended up happening was, Danielle like calls like her friend, her single friend, and she did like a raffle about her single friend, and 3 girls won the raffle, and that's what it was. Where I thought it would be cool if like they did a Q&A, and you know, if they're gonna go on stage, let them talk and do like a Q&A or
They did like
something.
a skit of like who can impersonate Teresa's like table like hitting thing, and it was like okay, and then that's someone like 3 people went up and
But
did.
I do think some people thought that was fun. I thought that was more fun than like the single guy coming and you know, like the raffle winners who were like married, most of them
Yeah,
were winning. That was weird, but it was funny because on my Instagram account, I got on All About Terry's Instagram account, I got several messages. I didn't even think about it until like after when we could process like everything that happened that night. But everyone was like, wow, she's really taken over. Like, you know, I think the other housewives are going to get tired of that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't. And then that's when I thought, like, yeah, they didn't even talk. Their demeanor was kind of weird. And Louis, we saw Louis, and this is our first time officially meeting Louis. So we've met, I'm pretty sure most, no, see, because we've like met the OGs, and then we met obviously Teresa like multiple times, and we met the OGs. But yeah, maybe no, actually, I never met Dolores. I never.
yeah. That's what I think. Other than Teresa, everyone was new to us. To me,
Yeah, because we like All About TRH has met everyone else, like you know, Jacqueline, Chris, like Caroline, their kids, like Teresa, you know, Laura met Melissa, and so we Kathy, we've met all of them. So yeah, that we haven't met these ladies yet. We you know, love Jennifer, but we haven't officially met her, but we can relate to her because we're Middle Eastern, whatever. But it was so nice because we saw Louis for the first time, and you guys, I will have to say, out of everyone, Louis is by far the most incredible human. Like, he just has so much self-awareness. Like, he is aware that we flew out from Michigan. Okay. He is aware of that. So he's like, hey guys, like, you know, you flew out from Michigan, and he like immediately had me go backstage. I had told Danielle that I was going to be coming. And usually, yeah, like I know you guys are like, okay, so usually when we do, because there might be people who are like, who the hell are you guys? Right. But usually when we do, we are covering the event. We're also like posting about it. We're covering the event. But
like you
usually
have
when we
more
do,
followers than Danielle does. So to me, it's like if you see somebody who does all these things and like you want like you as an all about race to post her and to say like just to promote her even more. Like that's what if you I don't
but
know.
it's
It was
not
weird.
even about the followers on our social media. Our website, the amount of hits we get a day are
Exactly.
insane.
All of them.
So it's like, and that's like what we're known for is our blog, and that's where we get all our freaking hits. Like that's where we do so well. Like we average a great amount a day. You know, we were, you know, even ranked high as, you know, the top entertainment website. So it's not even that. Like we have like a blog, we've gone everywhere to cover all this stuff. So I did tell Danielle, I messaged her and I said, you know, I'm gonna be there. And she was like, she was nice, she was like, okay, great, like whatever. So you would expect like that kind of to happen, but it wasn't. It was Louis, like he was like, you flew from Michigan, get your butt over here, like come over here. He didn't say that, but he was like, come over here. You know, and he was just so freaking kind. I don't know, we've met husbands all the time, and he was so genuine, like that he he was like, let me make sure you guys okay. Like, let me make sure. Cause he wanted it to make the night worth it for us. Like, you know, and he knew that we also drove like an hour and went in an Uber for an hour and a half to come to this event, which is great for All About TRH too, to do these things. And I stopped for some time just cause I had so many kids. Like the last event I went to, was it Chantal? Was it the one that was in Detroit? It was the one in Detroit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was in Detroit, and we covered an Andiamo event that Teresa had come down. Anyone who comes to Detroit, like, of course, we're going to go to those. But aside from that, like, you know, we've gone to the Miami Gala and covered all that stuff. So and everyone's gracious, everyone's great. So he made it worth it, right? So anyways, okay, the housewives come down and they're in their booth, and of course, Louis made sure the security there, you guys, insane. They were so aggressive.
They were so aggressive.
They weren't aggressive just to like, it's not like they were aggressive to us. They were aggressive to the housewives. They were aggressive to Dolores. They were aggressive to Jennifer. I saw them being aggressive as hell. They were going up to Teresa, like, you know, whatever. Cause all the housewives were able to bring X amount of guests. So obviously like they're bringing their sisters. Like I met Louis' sister. She was really nice. They were bringing like, you know, people like that, and they want them with them in their freaking booth. Like this is a night out and they're doing this for free. There's no freaking bottle server. There's no, let my family come here. You know?
Keep in mind too, before they even got into the booth, the housewives probably were taking pictures with all of you guys for a while. Like we didn't see them for a good
like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was a long time before from getting on from the stage to finally when we saw them. I think like it was a while.
Yeah, because we didn't go in that line or anything. Yeah. We didn't care. Like, you know, but we like that's nice. Like, especially in an event like this, like if you're gonna
amazing,
pay extra,
like it was so nice of them to do that.
If you're gonna pay extra, like absolutely, you better get a photo with the housewives. So they did get a photo with all of the housewives. And then, yeah, you're right. So then we were just with the guys. So who else? At that point, we met Bill. Bill reminds me of like my Middle Eastern uncle. Like he just, you know, no, he was so nice. Like he was
taking a lot of pictures too with everyone.
Yeah, he was
so
interacting with everyone. Mm-hmm. We told him, we were like, you know, we're from Michigan, and he was like, I lived in Michigan for a couple of years. We were like, we're Chaldean, and like he like no one knows what that is, but it's like a Middle Eastern, and he was like, oh my god, yeah, there were so many Chaldeans, like, but it was whatever, and he was just nice, and he was like, he always had a drink in his hand, and he was just like, you know, talking to everyone. He was very friendly with everyone, taking pictures.
I definitely feel for the guys and the husbands. They're like way more into it. It felt like for me, but it might be because it's just so easy for them. Like they're not there with the pressure. Like they're not having to, you know, take like, you know, they're just there to have a fun time and support their women. But like they were so into it. Like they like low-key love getting the attention.
Yeah, they totally love the attention. And y'all, whoever was there was giving it to them because they were freaking loving it. And Louis was also super generous to people. He was all over the place though too, because it's like he wanted to like watch Teresa and like stuff like that. Like he gets excited for her. But he was also really, really nice. And then we meet. Is this when we meet Polly, or do we meet Polly when the housewives come in?
Yeah,
the thing?
Later.
Yeah, we meet. Okay, so after that, the housewives finally come in, and Jennifer. It's all just so chaotic because it was not like the biggest area. So it's us. We're in the area. We're in the booth, like and then you know we like say hi to Teresa. We say hi to Jennifer. But they're also like saying hi, you know, it was very like overwhelming for them, but they know exactly, you know, they know who we are and everything, and very, very sweet, all this stuff, all the good stuff. They were really sweet.
They all looked really good too. And like in person, like everyone, I know they really do say like TV, you add like 5-10 pounds, but it really is so true because they all look so freaking tiny. And you're just like, whoa, like this is how you look. Even though they look tiny on screen, it's a whole different experience. Like they just look so small. Like in person.
Will say Teresa looked so fit.
Her body's incredible.
It's like rock hard, so fit. Even Dolores looked so fit. Jennifer looked like skinnier. Like she looks way smaller.
Jennifer was so glammed. Like she looked good. Like she was going. She's like, I'm going out. I'm looking good.
She looked really, really good. And yeah, they knew it was like a night out and stuff. I thought Danielle looked really pretty. Danielle looked really Jersey.
Oh yeah, her sequins.
Yeah, she looked Jersey. We go on allabouttrh.com. We share some more photos, videos from the night. But so you could see how some of them look and whatever. It was so funny because on my last podcast, I was like, yeah, I'm going to wear a brown dress, and Chantel was making fun of me. And one of you guys messaged me on Instagram, and you were like, I was so scared when you said you were going to wear a brown dress, but then we saw it and we were like, oh, okay, fine. Thank God. And I was like cracking up that, someone thought that I was going to look so scary in this brown dress. Like it was going to be like a poop brown or something. I don't know. But look up the pictures on our website because we did share a lot of pictures and videos. But yeah, so then the housewives come and what else happened?
Oh my God, this is when I met my boyfriend, Frankie Jr.
Oh my gosh, yes. I forgot about that. He comes with his friend his friend was so freaking nice. We were talking to them. I don't think they realized like we were like 30 years old. I don't know. I felt so old talking to them, but we were talking to them for a minute and he was so incredibly nice.
He was super nice. He was like, I haven't seen my mom in 2 weeks. And we're like, oh, wow. So he's like so cute that he came and support his mom.
Yeah, he was so nice. And I told him, I was like to him, so my cousin Chantel, because Chantel thinks I have a crush on Big Frank. I don't know why she thinks that, but she thinks I do. But Chantel,
I think you just really like him. I think you just love his energy.
Yeah. His demeanor, all that. Yeah, I do. But Chantel like has a crush on Little Frank. However, I think everyone does. I don't think it's like inappropriate for us to say because he's like 22. And it's okay to be a cougar because every guy is a cougar. Wait, is that right or whatever? I don't know. I said it wrong. I don't know what the hell I just said, but you know what I mean. So I told him, I was like, my cousin has a crush on you. She thinks you're so cute. And he was so cute about it. He took a picture with her and everything. She was like a little fan to him. So.
Okay, you wish. Sit down.
I got that vibe.
Oh, you wish.
You were a little fan.
I was helping him feel good and he was loving it. Okay. So there you go.
If you see Chantel's boyfriend's about to like listen to this and be like, what the hell? If you see the picture though, I have never seen Chantel smile that big.
She is so dramatic.
No, I'm being for real. So
no, he was super nice. And he like even said like, good luck on your guys' podcast. And we're like, thanks.
Oh yeah. We told them, we're like, Chantel just joined the podcast. Oh, by the way, I don't know if we announced this, but I'm making Chantel like a permanent co-host and we'll talk about that more. We'll talk about each other. And so you guys get to know us.
Keep talking shit. I might not do it.
I know, right? I know. Right? Exactly. Literally. And I'm scared. No, I like it when you're with me. But yeah, we'll do like a little intro and stuff. Cause side note, like Chantel, I posted pictures on the All About TRH account and I never do that. And everyone's like, oh, this is you. This is you behind the account. So then I'm like, wow, like, I don't know why we don't do that. Chantel's like, yeah, you're an idiot. I don't know why you don't do that more often.
No, I do think a lot of people have said this to us already. And I do think it's true is like that. We should have our video on. I mean, not tonight. Cause if you guys saw me tonight, I'm like having a mask and I look disgusting.
Oh yeah.
But I think in general, people, if you're going to listen to us on a podcast, but if you saw us on like YouTube or another place, like it might be even more entertaining. And people just keep saying like, turn on the video. And I do think we should. So let us know if you think we should too.
Yeah, I feel like it's also good for obviously like putting clips up and whatnot. Yeah. So that'll be totally beneficial. So yeah, I do think like we need to start getting in front of it more because we've been to so many events. We've been to everything. No one knows because unless like you've followed from the beginning, which we do have a lot of loyal people who tell me and whatever, but I do think we're going to start getting in the front of the camera and going to more events versus like, oh, I have little kids, which is like, all right, who cares? Like, they'll be fine. They were fine. They had a good time. And honestly, we literally went for 2 days. Barely, we left in the nighttime, which I'm happy we left, super late last night. But then, okay. So what else happens? Okay. So yeah, we meet Frank. Dolores comes and like, it's like funny. Cause like Dolores's crew that she was with, I don't know how to explain it, but they all like look like her. And so I thought that was like, I guess you hang out with who you look like. I don't know. Actually, I don't know, but they all look like her. And I went up to her and I was like, I introduced myself and you guys, I'm not going to say like who she said or what she said, but she called, I told her who I was. And I was like, and I know she knows us. And again, Margaret's not a fan of us right now, present day. She's not, she used to be a fan prior and Margaret is her friend. And, I went and I was like, hey, I'm Roxanne from, whatever. And I know from the other housewives that she knows who we are. And she was like, I think that's when Polly came and she told him the wrong name of where I'm from.
Like she butchered your website name, basically.
Yeah, she butchered my Instagram, my website name, she butchered it. Yeah. And she's like, oh, this is Roxanne from blah. And I don't know. I felt like she might have been off. I didn't get that warm, fuzzy feeling. Again, we've met so many housewives. I didn't get that with her. And we are a fan of her. I don't know if she thinks we are or not, but
No, what do you mean? You love Dolores.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, Dolores gets it. Like, I'm always like, Dolores gets it, you know? Like, we're like her, like, that's how, like, she gets it, like, the Italian culture. Like, she always, like, talks about backstories. And, like, me and Chantel will talk about it and we'll be like, see, like, she knows, like, she understands. And, like, that's, like, how we, like, explain it and whatever. So, I will say I was surprised by her. I did, and then she was, like, kind of sitting on top of the booth. And I think she was mad. She had to have been mad because her crew wasn't allowed in the booth.
Well, and that was really wild.
It was. I do think, you know, here they are again, they're doing this for free and they can't even really hang out with their friends, because if they hang out with their friends, they're going to be with like everybody who's going to, you know, be all on top of them. So like, this was their, you know, they did the pictures, they talked to fans. This was the viewers. This is their way of like kind of hanging out and making a night out of it. So I will say, yes, she was probably frustrated. Because I did see her. She was like, it wasn't like she was sitting on the booth. She was sitting like on the top of the booth. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, on like a chair. But I don't know how to explain how it was. It was like a couch and she's sitting on the top. She's not like sitting down.
It's almost like when you're ready to like, you know, get up and start dancing a little bit, and you're sitting on there and you're like waving your hands, but she's more like elevated. She wasn't sitting on the bottom. She was like,
yeah, like,
elevating herself to show herself, but it was yeah,
like
it was
not
weird.
Like the headboard or whatever the top. I don't even know. Yeah, we don't know how to explain it. She was sitting there, so I like went up to her and I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And we don't get like starstruck by any of these people. We really don't. The only person that I like have my husband got starstruck when I met Joanna Krupa, and he made me like record a video. But like that was the only time that like she was so nice that I was like getting starstruck for him. But yeah, like we don't get that. But I went up to her and I was like, "Can I have a picture? Like, can we get a picture or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she was just like sitting down, like on that, like on the headboard or whatever. And I was like, "Okay." Like, I don't know. I just felt we did end up getting a picture. So she did give me a picture. She wasn't like, no, rude. I don't want to like get, you know, hit up and someone's like, oh my gosh, or she says whatever. But I don't know. Maybe she didn't like how she looked. I don't know. She didn't seem like and I thought she looked amazing. I thought she actually looked way better in person than in the TV. I don't know if you thought that.
Oh yeah, she looked gorgeous to me.
Yeah, like she really did. I was like, wow, she looks even better in person. Like there's some that look sometimes better on the show. I don't know, because they're always so glam, but I thought she looked better in person. And yeah, I just like, it was kind of cold. I felt like she was cold. And here's like her husband, who's literally like the most amazing human ever. And then her son, who's like the sweetest guy. And then it's like, I was like, oh, she's like pretty cold. And then she like, I don't know if she like butchered my name on purpose. We even had like all the housewives like reposted and, you know, what we shared from the night, or they like liked what we shared from the night. And we posted her and everything. And even her boyfriend did. She did not engage. She did not say like, nice meeting you. She did not say anything. I mean, we've been covering her since she first got on the show. So I don't know. I did think that was kind of weird. But it could have been an off night, you know, these are real people. So I'm like, maybe she just had an off night. So she was definitely, at least did you talk to her at all, Chantel, or no?
No, not once.
Yeah. You didn't talk.
We talked to Polly though. We talked to her, her mans.
Yes, we talked to her man. You guys, I didn't like him on the last episode. I'm pretty sure I said that on the last podcast. I was like, I don't think
you were that upfront about that.
Okay, well, okay, because I was like, because you know we have to give him a chance, but yeah, maybe I wasn't that upfront. But I mean, it's not that I didn't like him. I was just like, yeah, I wasn't that upfront. Now that I think about it, I was just like, he's kind of like aggressive. Calm down. Frank is no threat. He just wants to be around the crew. This is what Frank knows. He's been friends, but whatever. Like I get Polly's situation too. So I don't know how I was gonna feel about him. Like I don't know, he kind of looks like, you know, like he would be a douchebag or something, and he absolutely was not.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he was.
He's really nice.
He was so nice. He was like cracking jokes, like he was being funny. When Dolores introduced him, she butchered our name, but I like showed him who we were. And he was like, "Oh, cool!" Like, and he was like really cool about it. Once he like saw, because again, she said like the wrong thing. And then I'm being salty about it clearly because I'm just like again,
yeah,
right? Like, damn, Roxanne. But yeah, and then so he was super nice.
Didn't I ask if when he's gonna put a ring on Dolores' finger?
Yeah, you did. He was laughing at that. That was funny. He was like making jokes about that or whatever. So
Not
him,
anytime soon, Dolores. I'll just tell you that.
I don't remember what he said, so I'm not gonna co-sign that because I don't remember what he said. But like they're still super freaking fresh.
I know. It's more funny. He
Yeah,
has 2 kids. That was nice to hear.
yeah, he told us. I didn't know he had 2 boys. And I think I don't know if they're younger actually, so let me not even say that. But he was just
they're in
very
their teens.
Okay, so he was talking the whole time. He took pictures. Like he was like, "Come here, let's take a picture." Like he was very very cool. So there was a point where I'm like, it's like you can't tell that Frank and him are awkward. By the way, you absolutely could tell, and it's stupid. It's for no reason. Like why are you guys awkward? I think Frank is like, you're trying to like ice me out, and then Paulie's like, this is my woman, and then Frank's like, all right, bet, like have her. Like I don't want her, but you're still trying to ice me out. I'm still part of the crew. She just happens to be like the main source of the crew. So I just feel like there's like this ego thing with both of them. But I think Frank wants to get along with him. However, like when I look back at it, I think maybe Frank doesn't, just because David, like he's still friends with David, and maybe Paulie thinks that's weird. Like, okay, David didn't treat Dolores right. Like, why are you still at her house? I can see why Paulie might feel away because of that right there. That would make sense to me. Like, why are you still friends with David? And David didn't treat her right, no matter how much she tried to spin it or convince viewers. So you can tell Paulie does treat her right, and she seems way happier and confident with him.
Oh yeah.
I can sense that. So there was a moment where I was like, I don't know, Dolores kind of scared me. I don't know. She's from Patterson. I don't know. I don't even know what Patterson is, but she kind of scared me because, so like I wanted to take a picture of Frank and Paulie together. I'm like,
you got them to do it.
I know. I'm like, let me be the person who brings them together, because this is bullshit. What are you guys fighting about? Like, why is it a little awkward? They're not fighting, but I'm like, why is it a little awkward? They have some liquid courage in them. And I was like, and I look at Dolores, I'm like, do you mind if I get a picture of both of them? And she was like, no, not at all. And so I got a picture of both of them, and it was epic. We posted on All About TRH.
They were so funny. Like they were being so cute. They were kissing each other and like making it so cute.
Yeah, like they were like, it was like the icebreaker.
Yeah.
Where then they started acting like cool with each other. And I thought that was cute. We even did a video with all 4 of them. We're going to actually I'll post it after this podcast episode comes out. A video of all 4 of them with Brittany too. So Frank's girlfriend. And they were still like being touchy, and they were being like all cute together and stuff. And I don't know. And like people like that. People want you to get along. People don't want you to beef. We want you to get along. We want it to be like, yeah, it's weird, but like respect to you that you guys get along. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
Yeah. So Paulie was fine. Dolores cold again, just saying. But
I feel like we didn't get to talk to Teresa that much there, but she was so funny at one point when we went up to her. She was like, don't you love Louis? Louis the best. We're like,
oh my
yes,
gosh,
she's so in love that it's
so in love with him.
She's so in love that like
I know.
I'm like, yes, we love him too. Don't worry.
Like we're like talking to her, and she's like, what do you think about Louis? Don't you love him? And we've talked to Louis before. I've talked to Louis before. So I'm like, yeah, like he is a great guy. But I swear to God, he genuinely was a great guy.
No,
like,
he would. I felt so taken care of by him.
Out of everybody, it was him. And that just shows like he's self-aware. He feels for other people. Let me just tell you, at one moment, like it's not fake. It's not fake at all. People who doubt him or anything, it is not freaking fake. So at one moment, so the crazy ass security guards come, psychopaths. These guys are reckless. They're like fighting with Teresa. They're fighting with Jennifer. They're like, these people got to go. It's for only housewives. And I guess just the housewives, I don't think knew that. And so they're kicking everyone out. And Louis like, Roxanne, and he's like, Chantal, stay here. And I'm like, I'm not about to fight these damn security guards. Like, I'm scared, like they're so aggressive, and they kick everyone out. And Louis sees us and immediately walks out, and he's like, come back in right now. He like shows the security. He's bringing us back in. And it's not like we were even talking to Louis the whole night or anything, but he was just so self-aware. Like they flew out here. Like they're here. They're with the housewives. Like, whatever. And I respected that so much. Like, I appreciate that. It was a good experience. Like, this is our job at the end of the day. So it was a great experience, like him doing that. I saw Danielle's husband quite a bit.
Who?
Danielle's husband.
Who?
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Exactly. Like, who are you? Like, please go back out of the booth.
I was like, what are you saying? Who? Why you can't hear me? Can the viewers not hear me? Yeah. it was weird. Like, okay, so obviously they hosted this event. So we don't want to be so disrespectful to them. They hosted the event, but they're also obviously getting a portion of this. But it's also for a great cause. And
Wait, you think they're making money off of it?
absolutely. Are you joking?
No, I didn't think that.
Well, it says a portion of the proceeds will be given to the charity.
Wow.
Where does the other portion go to? I think that this is, I don't think these housewives don't do events for free. Like, the mozzarella event that's coming up.
Then pay then pay the other housewives.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing something, and they are the known housewives. They're why people probably came. Maybe you can tell that Danielle's friends came for her, but fans, I think, came for the other housewives. And I think the housewives did want to go on stage and talk and do a Q&A and do things like that. I do think they did, but it was with the housewives, it was unorganized. But Danielle did a great job. When I look around, I saw viewers happy. I saw fans happy. Yeah. So I will say that. But yeah, we saw her husband quite a bit. Never once introduced himself. It was awkward. Like, I didn't even we would see him and
it was he's like, when I say who, it's to the point where it's you didn't even feel the need to go up to him and even introduce. You didn't do that, right? I don't think you've been introduced.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did with Danielle, which you can talk about in a second. But yeah, you didn't even go up to him to say, hey, I'm so and so. Because it's just he's so irrelevant.
I guess the other husbands are so welcoming and taking pictures. Maybe for him, he feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because again,
that could be so true. 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, it's episode 3. Who the hell are you?
But again, so yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to sit there and kind of act like how Danielle was acting, where it was overpowering. And it's Danielle, we're still getting to know you, girl. Whoa, but I love the confidence, but oh my gosh. Where he was he probably felt I don't want to come off that way, because it's who am I? We're doing all these events and it's only been 3 episodes. People still
I can respect them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I feel that's what his situation was. So it was awkward, but we would be right next to him. It was so awkward. He probably, yeah. And then Danielle,
he's probably looking at me who are you? I'm
yeah, shit. He's probably why are these girls they're the only ones with the housewives who are staying in this damn booth? Who the hell are they? I'm sure he was. Or maybe they knew. I have no idea. So finally Danielle comes and she's hosting this and she's living for it, because this is probably her first big event where her friends and family see her as a housewife with other housewives. So she's feeling herself, of course. And I went up to her, and were you there, Chantal, when I went up to her?
I saw it. I didn't hear it though. I saw you guys.
I was just hey, I'm Roxanne from All About TRH. And she was hi. And that was it. And right? I don't remember.
Yeah. And you didn't ask her to take a picture, right?
I didn't get that vibe. Okay, because even though Dolores, I did feel was cold and stuff, again, for the 100th time, even though I felt that from her, I felt like I could ask her for a picture. Danielle did not give me that vibe. And I'm oh, okay, wow, okay. Is my opinion going to have to change on this girl? I thought I but I mean, I still do so far what I see on the show. However, just seeing how she was acting and stuff, I don't think she is, and maybe you guys are going to come at me and be no, maybe you guys are going to be what do you mean? That's how a housewife should be. Why should a housewife be a different type of way? I don't think she's real housewife material from if she's going to continue these club promoter, these type of events every 5 seconds, and it's only been our first season. It's only been 3 episodes. We haven't even finished the season. We're not even
almost
midway.
She needs to go and team up with DJ Pauly D and go to Jersey Shore. Okay, you two have fun.
Yeah,
and let's leave the franchise.
I think she was on True Life, and
oh my god, I saw that on your guys' website. I think.
Yeah, she was on True Life, and then she was on. I'm sure you could tell I mean, even on her thing, she had said on Instagram, I was making Instagram videos, and she wanted to be an influencer. She wanted to do all that stuff. And I did see, okay, so wait, there is some tea at the end. So at one point, Jennifer, I see her talking to the security guard about letting her sister and friends in. And the security guard is so I'm literally right there seeing it. And she's let my friend into my family. And then they were we are not letting anyone in. Danielle said we cannot let anyone in unless she is made well aware of it. And so she's not here right now, so they're not coming. And I could see Jennifer get a little bit ticked. And that's why I felt with Dolores and Jennifer, the energy was kind of off because of that. I didn't feel that with Teresa because God, Teresa and Louis just need each other. They don't give a shit, you know? They're just like all up on each other. They don't care.
They're like
Whereas
Courtney and Travis Barker.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Not so much
Like,
tongue, but yeah, like that
yeah,
energy.
not that. No, not obnoxious at all like that. They just like really, they're in honeymoon. They love each other.
Yeah,
Whatever.
like that's what I meant. Like they just
Yeah.
kissing,
Okay.
like
Well,
hugging.
Travis Barker, don't ever compare anyone to that because they're cringe times 100.
Yeah.
No. And so, yeah. So like Jennifer and Dolores, they seemed like annoyed. And I'm thinking that's what it was because I saw it and Jennifer was like, okay, you know, it was like 11:30 at that point, and like her friends couldn't come in. All of their people drove an hour and a half away to be there as well. So here they are like coming. None of their, you know, they're like none of the housewives were able to speak except Danielle. And then they weren't able to come in the thing and hang out with them.
I would be pissed off. I'm so sorry. Like I'll say it for them. Like
or Dolores, I would have been so pissed.
leaving that event.
Yeah, I absolutely would have been bothered too. I would have just been like, come on. And like, especially if Danielle went and told the security under strict orders, like no housewife is allowed to say, no housewife is allowed to whatever. Like, I would be pissed about that. Like, that's not cool at all. Like, we're doing you a favor, Danielle.
Or
we're
if it was too small of a space, have two booths, have another booth, like have like three. You can accommodate people. You know, think about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's I agree.
Have bottle service for your guests. Like, you know, let's get to it.
I know. Like we're from Michigan, we even know that. I mean, I feel like we're actually big on bottle service here. No one would ever when we tell people, you know, people that aren't from here that were from here, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, no, it's literally, it's actually so
Michigan
incredible.
Is lit.
I feel like, yeah, our downtown area is insane. And so I don't know. Yeah, I think people just don't realize. But yeah, so that was pretty much the event. Okay. So that is the tea that we can give you in the event. We're always real about all the events. And like it is what it is. Like I think overall, I think everyone had fun. And I think that was important. I think the viewers and everyone, they had to have fun. Oh my gosh, we haven't even talked about this. Then the next day, so the viewers, yeah. Okay, so the viewers, they all had fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you mean? We have so much to talk about.
Oh my God. Okay, so wait. So the next day, me and Chantel, we are in Hoboken. We go to this really cute brunch spot. I'll actually say I love this place. I'm thinking about the waiter who like wouldn't say words to us. Like he was just like, and you were like, talk.
12 ounce, 16 ounce.
Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, he was just like, coffee, 12 ounce, 16 ounce. And we were like, and he was like so like low, but he seemed like I don't know, he seemed shy and he didn't seem mean. And Chantel was like, what the fuck? Like, can these people talk? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. I guess like maybe New Jersey, like residents don't want to be bothered. That's why like the wait staff is like that. But anyways, so we're in Jersey. And we talked to Jennifer and, we're talking to Jennifer and she was like, you guys are here all the way from Michigan. She's like, what are you guys up to today? And we told her, we're going to go to New York. And we did actually go to New York for a little. And then, she was like, she invited us to go to church with her family.
It's just so nice. Like that, like who does that?
Say what you want about Jennifer, but for her to sit there and know, again, like Jennifer and Louis, they're both on the same, with self-awareness. Like, you know, you can say whatever you want about Jennifer, but you know, for her to know that we're from Michigan, that we flew out here, so we're gonna have you, you know, come to church with us, like come to church with my family, and then come to my house, meet my mom. That's exactly what she did.
And we did, guys. We had no shame. We went.
Yeah, we
didn't go to church though.
We didn't go to church. And we've talked to Jennifer. It's not like, oh, she knows who we are, like everything. So it's not like that. But we went and we didn't go to church because we had plans in New York. And then we went to her house and her house was stunning. And she was so freaking welcoming. Like there have been housewives who have been welcoming. She was welcoming on a whole different level because it was all so last minute. She didn't have to do that. And she was so kind. We were with her kids and her daughters were everything. Olivia was so freaking funny. We were making laughs.
Was so nice. Like she was shy at first and then she like warmed up and she was so sweet. We were playing cards with them.
Yeah, we were playing cards. We met her mom. Like Jennifer is sitting there and she's
sitting. The girl didn't sit down. She like kept grabbing things from the.
Oh my gosh.
She's such a housewife. Like she's grabbing things like fruit cake. She was so nice.
Yeah, she was making sure that we were like, she's a great hostess. You're so right. She's not sitting down at all. And we asked Chantal told me, she's like, you should ask to do a bathroom tour. And I'm gonna post it again after this podcast gets published. But she was like, you should ask to do a bathroom tour. And I was like, can we do a bathroom tour? And like, I'm sorry, if someone came up to me and said that, I'd be like, no, like I want not because my bathrooms are dirty, like, not
maybe though, like you would, like, it's not like you can clean your bathroom every day.
My kids, I have little kids, I don't, I'm like, well, whatever, like, let me clean, and she was like, yeah, you can. Like, she honestly, we've met so many housewives. Many housewives do get to a point where they think, very like whatever of themselves, that they're like, we don't need to. And she didn't need to. She did not need to invite us. She did not need to do any of that. She was so, and if you say like, oh, well, she did that so you could be nice to her. We have always liked Jennifer, so that's not why. I mean, we've liked Jennifer because like we can relate to her. She's Middle Eastern. She's over the top. It's kind of how we are. Very close with family, all that stuff. So we get it. She didn't have to do that, and she did. And she showed us all of her bathrooms. I made like a funny video about it. I did post it on TikTok already, but by the time you listen to this, it'll be posted. And her daughters are just so funny. Like Olivia is the most confident human. Gabby is hilarious. Like she's like a realist, but she's like just calm. They're so different.
I don't like people. I don't know. Maybe because it was Jackie. Jackie like made this like had this like conceived notion that like her kids are spoiled brats. Like they did not. I've seen way worse from where we are, and they did not seem spoiled.
They did not come off spoiled one bit
at all. No. And like her son, it was her son's birthday, which she also invited us on her son's birthday. And we literally like saying happy birthday with him.
Yeah, I was like recording the video, and like Chantel's sitting down like happy birthday with her loud ass voice. I'm like, man, when you guys look back at this video, like you're gonna be like, those like girls were here, and Chantel's
like he's gonna look back and be like, who the hell were those girls at my birthday at the house?
Yeah, so that was actually so freaking funny. So she was just so welcoming, and like she was like making appointments for her mom. Her dad was there. He's like just like a typical like Middle Eastern dad, just like walking around the house, like he's just
looking
walking.
like who the hell are these girls?
No, but he's just like walking. Like that's like I feel like what like our grandma and grandpas do is they just like walk, and you're like, are you good? Like sit down, And he was just walking. They're so friendly, so freaking nice.
I played in the famous basketball court that they have.
Yeah, you did play in the basketball court. Their backyard, I will say, oh my God, that backyard. I was like, can we come back here in the summer? And
it sucks that it's New Jersey where like you probably only get 3-4 months of that backyard because that backyard is everything.
Yeah, exactly. It was her house was beautiful. It really, really was. And she took pride in it, and she should. Why not? And we were talking about how like, she was a stay-at-home mom she's always been a stay-at-home mom. And like, and she was talking about how she didn't get a nanny till her 4th kid. And I will tell you, I work full-time corporate. And then I also, when I had Jack, I extended my maternity leave a little bit, and I kid you not, being at home with your kids. And I feel so bad. I was telling Chantel this. I was like, moms don't get enough credit. That's why sometimes it's nice for moms to work, because you do get credit, you do get recognition. And where I work in like corporate America, like you do get that. But me being at home with the kids has been very, very draining. And it's been the hardest thing I've ever done. So like, just to know that Jennifer, she had 4 kids up until she got help. Like if you have money, get help. Like you should get help, not when they're like freaking 15 years old. Like that's weird to me. But when they're like babies and stuff, it's chaotic and it's a lot. And her husband was working majority of the time. Like my husband has a great flexible schedule. So I think she just doesn't get enough credit because she's over the top and whatever. And some people don't like that. But, like her kids
she
love her.
Puts on good TV too, because like what we see is what we got too. But she's also, she doesn't seem that way. She didn't seem that way in person. Like she was just so nice. So it's like, I don't know why. I think she calls out people on their bullshit. Like the people that are on the show. We don't want to say their names.
Oh my gosh, I have more tea. I forgot about this. So Jennifer didn't even tell me this. Okay, when towards the end of the night, I post pictures on Instagram from the event. I made it like a post and everything. And Laura Lee Jansen contacts me. And we have interviewed Laura Lee Jansen on the podcast twice. She's great. She's sweet. She's Margaret's ex-best friend of 40 years. And she contacts me and she's like, oh my God, like I did not know that was you. She was being complimentary. She was being really sweet. And she's like, I was supposed to go to that event. And she's like, but then I couldn't go to that event. They told me that I'm not invited. I'm disinvited. And I was like, wait, who told you were disinvited? So I guess like Jennifer has remained friends with her. Jennifer's not someone who's like going to get tea and then like throw you to the wolves and say, haha, use your name to do this. Like, no, Jennifer has remained friends with her. Like, whatever, after they all like sat and talked and, they've hung out. And Laura Lee is a very nice. So she told me that, okay, what happened was, Danielle gave each of them 8 tickets that they could give to their friends and family to come. And so in one of Jennifer's was Laura Lee to come. And Danielle, I guess, like made Jennifer disinvite her and say like, we don't want the drama. Like she's not coming. But my whole thing is like, first off, Danielle, Jennifer's doing you a favor. Is Margaret here? Is Margaret doing you a favor? Is Margaret out here right now doing this for free? No, she's not doing this for free. Jennifer is. So if Jennifer's bringing a guest, there's no Bravo cameras. They're not about to record this. So what does it even matter? But I guess she's like, I don't want the drama. And it's like, okay, this is for a good cause. This is whatever. That's why everyone's doing this. There's not going to be any drama like that. Like why would, okay, if Margaret isn't there, if Melissa's not there, why would there be drama? Because of course, Melissa, the cast is so damn divided right now that Margaret and Melissa are not going to be there. But I thought that was weird. Like that she would go and make her disinvite, Jennifer would go and make her disinvite her when, like that's so sad. Like
I think that's so rude.
Do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was she going to truly do? You don't want drama. What was she going to do? There's no Bravo cameras. Nothing was going to happen. You had the craziest security.
People could barely talk.
You had security yelling at housewives. Would you think that was going to happen? If she came in and was trying to do something, security would came and take them out. And if you're trying to protect Margaret, why isn't Margaret there helping you? You relied on these girls. That's like my whole thing with that. Like I get it. There's 2 sides. I can understand both sides, but I don't know. I just thought that was kind of messy. I don't know if you did, but we were at the airport when I got that text and I was like, oh my God, Chantel. So overall Jennifer's was great. I feel like you guys need to give her more credit because a lot of housewives end up thinking, that they're like almighty and stuff. Like I know Vicky got a lot of slack. Like people thought that, she was like, whatever, people thought she was better than everyone or whatever. But
from the OC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And whatever. So I don't know. But yeah, that was our weekend, you guys. We came home. Is there anything else I'm missing, Chantel?
No, I don't know if you want to, you asked your viewers.
Right, that's what I was gonna, yeah. So yeah, that was our weekend. We came home like late as hell yesterday and I preferred it. It was funny because I just have to say this, Chantel, but Charlie woke up in the middle of the night and I was in the bathroom like washing my face and stuff and she was like, Mommy? And I'm like, I know. I was like, go to sleep, please. Oh my gosh. But yeah, she was so excited. I actually prefer now to come home at night. Because like, if we're going to leave in the morning, let's just go home at night and be home in the comfort of our own house.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, you were saying that you do that a lot. So anyways, okay. So we went on Instagram at All About TRH. Make sure you're following us on All About TRH podcast because we're trying to make that more, we're going to talk on that. We asked what questions you guys have from the event. So the first question, Marta Joy says, does it make it hard to be biased when you form friendships with housewives?
Ooh.
Yeah. I think like, the housewives know where we stand. And the housewives that I respect is like, even if they know that we've been opinionated towards them, they're still going to face us and be like, listen, like, here's my event. We want you to come. Like, we're not going to be biased towards like, when we went to like events, like Kathy Wakili's event or whatever, like we were when I went to Caroline's event, I had a great experience and I thought the restaurant was amazing. And I wrote that. So even though Caroline wasn't my favorite person, I wrote that. So you respect people who aren't just ass kissers to you and stuff. And people know where we stand beforehand. So if like a housewife will know if we're like team them or whatever. Again, we're not biased like this on our website.
Yeah. You're more reporting the truth on your website. You're like E! News reporting
like
about the housewives. Yeah.
Reporting facts.
Exactly. So yeah, I think here now you're probably hearing us being way more biased, but
yeah, on the podcast.
That's more fun. That. Yeah, that's more fun. And it's, yeah.
You guys would not have fun if I just sat there and just like recap what you guys were watching. That's not fun. Yeah. I don't like listening to that. I'm like, all right.
We have to be interesting.
Yeah, I want to tell you how I'm really feeling. So please don't. Oh my God, we got
it could change. Like it changes so much too. Like from season to season, yeah. We're acting like viewers. We're seeing what you guys see.
Exactly. I will say we got a bad review. Okay. Please, if you guys like this podcast, we have so many people. We see how many numbers we get listening to each podcast. We're doing very well. If you are listening, please write us a review. Cause I swear that like there are those people. I had said in one podcast episode that I think Melissa and Joe behind closed doors don't have the best marriage. I said that. That was just my opinion. Someone went on my podcast, on our podcast, and they wrote a review and they said, how dare you say you think, okay, this is just like an opinion thing. Like, I don't know that for sure. It's just my opinion. I could be entirely wrong. And I'm sorry if that did offend people. I really am, because I'm not trying. I don't know what happens behind closed doors. It's just from what I can see, from what I know behind the scenes. Like, that's what I would think, but I could be entirely wrong and they could be obsessed with each other. And I hope that they are. So whoever wrote that, not cool, because I don't know why that would ever make you give me 1 star. Why that would upset you? Like, I really don't, but okay. And please, like, if you guys are so like in love with Melissa, there are podcasts that will praise her and say amazing things, and she's pretty and fun. And okay, but that's not what I'm gonna do here. Anyways, so okay, Paula86, she asked us. A lot of people have been asking me this. Do I think the Gorkas will get sacked? Yeah, I do think that they are going to get demoted next season. And it depends.
Bye. I'm just kidding.
No, really. And it depends on the reunion, to be honest, how the reunion goes. Melissa's freaking out. So I guess there's like these new Instagram accounts that they're making, and they're making it. And Melissa, I've never seen a housewife do this. You guys, I swear to God, I've never seen a housewife do this. So there's not many Instagram accounts that, you know, are like the big New Jersey accounts that just focus on New Jersey, not all housewives. There's like RHONJ Source. There's like RHONJ Obsessed. I love them. Like,
we met him. He was so nice.
Yeah. They focus solely on like all those housewives, but you can tell like they do prefer, I don't know. Chantal, it sounds like you're moving a lot, by the way. So
okay.
Just so that you're let me. Yeah. Okay. Gosh. I just tell you.
And but no. Last time you told me this, okay, on the podcast, and everyone can vouch for me. It was your mic. It was your issue.
Did say it was my mic. Okay, but right now you were actually moving, like you were doing something weird.
Okay, go.
Because guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna get 1 star because someone was like moving in the mic, the situation last week. So we're trying to avoid those. But anyways,
our mic drama.
I know. I swear, like we're amateurs, you guys. Like we're being honest about that. We're not like this huge production, whatever. But anywho. So then, but anyways, I've actually listened to like production podcasts and they have so many mess ups as well. I'm just saying. But okay. So, yeah, so they don't have any accounts that like hype them up, and they're dying for that. Melissa's dying for that. She's getting so much bad press, guys. And so I guess there's like these accounts that just open up and they are like just trying to like make Teresa look bad. So every post is making Teresa look bad. Everyone's always like, yeah, well, you're making Melissa look bad. And it's like, no, I'm posting what's relevant, what just happened. Okay. So this just happened. That's why I'm posting about it. Melissa just commented this. That's why I'm posting about it. Sorry that it does not make her look good. So obviously everyone has churned and no one's team Teresa or team Melissa right now. There are people who are, but not like the fan sites, not like the blogs, not the websites. There really isn't many of them. So she keeps going on her Instagram story and reposting people saying, yes, there's no queen like my Melissa. Melissa's the best. Melissa makes the show. OG Melissa. Yeah, like she's literally reposting these. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like she's affected right now. Like she's totally freaking affected. She's scared as hell. She is scared. No housewife would do this unless they're scared as hell. So she's trying to, she controls the narrative on the show.
I think the only way literally they'll stay to next season is if like she comes out that her and Joe separated. That is literally the only way they'll stay.
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's not going to happen. So.
Well, my whole thing is she's trying to control the narrative on social media because she's been able to get away with it on the show, but now she's not getting away with any of it. So she's like, you guys follow this website, follow this, because all of her comments on Instagram are all negative now. Everything is negative. So, yeah. So do I think they're going to get sacked? I know this for a fact that there are big influencers who recently posted really bad stuff about her, and her people went to them and told them to take it down. And so she's freaking the hell out. And I know that she's freaking out for sure. She recently said in an interview that, her and Joe will know when it's the right time to leave, but she said, quote, I'm not going anywhere. So just so you know, when it is announced that she's demoted or got fired or whatever, she didn't quit, because she said right now, I'm not going anywhere. So she didn't quit. Just know that. But yeah, I do think that they are. I do think that people are freaking tired of it and they have nothing else to bring. They just don't. Nothing else is interesting about them. That's why when she spent probably $40,000 on her daughter's Sweet 16, Bravo didn't even air it, but filmed the entire thing. Okay. So when she probably promised all the vendors, I'm going to show you, give it to me discounted, Bravo didn't air it. So she was probably freaking the hell out. That was probably a stressful week for her. But yeah, I do think they're going to get sacked. All right. So I don't know. I don't know. Poe. I don't know how to say this. I'm sorry. What does Teresa think of the things Melissa has been exposed of? I think she's disgusted. I think that she's really just disgusted by everything. I think that she does not want to pay attention to social media. And I know that she just wants to like just enjoy her life. She doesn't want to get sucked into this stuff. And that's why Teresa probably has so many people who back her and talk for her because like she's living her life and we're like, Teresa, no, can you just like acknowledge this? Because this is like terrible what they're saying. Like it's not true, but she wants to live her life. You got to respect that. Laura Gunn said, did anyone there know you were the one that started all about the TRH? By the way, love you guys. Yes. We did we told Teresa that we were coming and we told I told Jennifer like literally like an hour before that we were coming. And then I think that's it, right, Chantel?
Yeah, like people when
I
you saw
told Danielle.
yeah,
Danielle
when you went up to them, you said, "Hey, I'm from All About TRH," and
yeah, but then I introduced but I told prior they knew that.
yeah.
So Queen Esther 21 said, will Teresa keep fighting and defending herself against the Gorka's lies, or is she staying zen? I think she's going to get to a point where she's staying zen. And to me,
she did like one or two things. She's like, I'm done. Let's go back.
Yeah, I think she's going to get to a point where she's staying zen. I don't agree that she should. My whole theory on this, I could be wrong, is that for the last 11 years or however long they've been on the show, Teresa hasn't watched. Teresa hasn't saw what they say behind the scenes. Teresa hasn't saw how they try to control the narrative. Teresa has stayed silent. Even Jacqueline recently said that Teresa, you know, like she knew Melissa probably wanted to get on the show. She knew Melissa was a hater. Melissa was on Facebook talking crap about her season 1 and 2. She didn't want her on the show, so she ignored it. And guess what? They came on the show. Guess what? She ignored all these things. And, you know, Melissa has gone this far because Teresa's ignored it. And I know she tried to keep the peace because of her parents. Like, so like she would forgive and forget, but I think she genuinely just wants to live her life and she's disgusted and she wants to move on. I don't think she wants to address anything anymore. I really don't. So, yeah, that's what I think. So Sarita Penna 63 said, why weren't the other castmates there besides the obvious? She put a laughing face. What do you think, Chantel?
Yeah, it wasn't a Bravo like sponsored event, so it's not like they had to be there or be invited, but it is. I wonder why Danielle didn't invite the others, or unless she did and they declined, but you can see the divide. So
it's so divided right now. Like it's so divided. And it's not fun. I don't think I've seen a cast this divided. I mean, Beverly Hills wasn't.
I would have loved to see I would have loved to obviously see all of them there though too. So it would have been hilarious seeing Margaret and Melissa on the stage while Danielle is still talking and taking over. Like Margaret would have flipped her fucking shit.
Oh yeah, Margaret would have not been happy. Tammy Boak said, how do you think Dolores really feels about Melissa and Joe? Is she just being nice to them? No, I actually think she likes Melissa, and here's why. Melissa is very aware in a calculating way. This is my opinion. Do not write me a review about that. I said Melissa's calculating. This is my opinion. From what I've studied, from what I've seen from the show, I think that Melissa, you know, goes out of her way to check on Dolores, to be nice to Dolores, to like be a really good friend because she knows how to keep her allies and she doesn't want to lose Dolores. And so Dolores is like, you know what? Melissa's good to me. So I'm going to be nice to her. I think in the beginning, Dolores did not give a crap about her, but because Melissa's consistent and goes out of her way to like reach out to her and all that stuff. I don't know, Chantal, if you agree with that.
And Dolores and Joe, keep in mind, go way back just as much as Teresa and Dolores go way back. So,
but I don't think she liked Melissa in the beginning. Like she didn't care for her still. So it was literally because even though she was like, Joe was her boy, she didn't care for Melissa. It took like 3 seasons ago, I feel like, for her to get like really close with her.
Yeah.
The Real City 1992 said, what do you think of Louis and Polly? We talked about that. So thank you for the question though. But I loved them. I think Louis out of everybody was the best. I'm topping him over the Housewives. Like that's how I swear I thought he was that great. She said, The Real City 1992, do you think Dolores' relationship with Teresa is genuine? Yeah, I do think it's genuine. I think everyone in life has that one friend that no matter what, like you're loyal to, and even if you don't talk every day, like that's your friend. Like
I think
no
it's
matter what.
genuine because like didn't they just go out for like her birthday? Like they just do things like that. So it's like, and
Yeah.
it's not on camera. So it is genuine. Like people, they still go out to eat, they still do double dates and triple dates, and that's how you know when things are genuine, when it's like not being filmed for.
Yeah. Will Love Inc. said, did you speak with any of the wives about the secrets coming up on Melissa and Margaret? No, not at the event. No,
It
we
was
did
really
not.
hard. You could barely even like
Yeah, no,
really
it was
talk.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Will Love Inc. also asked, did you speak with any of the wives about their predictions for casting next season? I don't no, we not there. No, we did not. I don't think anyone knows what's gonna happen though. I think that everyone like
I
thinks
think there's going to
everything.
be a big shakeup. I think this season is going to be the big
Absolutely.
shakeup. I hope they don't keep any of the new girls. And I just hope, yeah, it's going to be a big shakeup.
Yeah. Gallagher, I'm not going to read all these because we did address some of them, but
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for even submitting questions. We want to do this every podcast, and let me know if you guys like this at the end, us doing this. Gallagher 0599.
I thought you were going to do like 3 and here you are doing like 20, but let's go.
I know. Well, I want to answer them. I appreciate that you guys even wrote this. Like, okay, so Gallagher 0599 wrote, it looked packed and fun. How did the housewives interact with the audience? I think I looked at the audience again. Everyone looked like they were enjoying themselves, and the housewives and the house husbands were great.
Yeah, they
That's
were
how I
really
took
great.
it. Yeah. Why weren't people are just asking why weren't the other ones there? Any details about the Gorkas exposed? No, nothing about that. Trey Fab 22. I love her account. What did you think of Paulie after meeting him? We talked about that. And then Blossom Spy by B. Did you see anything interesting? Yeah, we kind of told you that. Yeah, and then the rest of the question, SMAG 320, Likens Saint Now. There's a couple other ones. They asked questions that we did already address, but thank you guys so much for submitting these questions. We just wanted to cover the last weekend or last weekend, and we hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know what you guys think about this episode. I think Chantal's ready to go to sleep.
I know it's really fun. No, I'm not ready to go to sleep. It's only 9:30, but it's really fun talking to them about it because our friends and family don't give a shit. So it's been fun to like tell you guys because I know you guys are gonna get excited and wanted to hear a side.
And you guys like message us on Instagram where you guys leave comments, and we love interacting back about those. We love what you guys think about the podcast.
You know what's crazy too? Because like I feel like if you get Bravo, you get it. Even do you know Christine Chu from Building Empire on Netflix?
I don't, but okay.
Okay, a lot of people know her. She's like the most famous one on Building Empire. But like I think there was she was just on a podcast and people have been saying like they should bring her on Real Houses of Beverly Hills because she's from Beverly Hills and she's amazing. And she even went on the podcast and goes, I would never go on Real Housewives because the Bravo universe is so real and intense. And she just was like, you could just tell she was so scared because Bravo people are like, we're crazy. Like everyone who gets it, they get it. So they like love listening about anything about them.
I know, that's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how the hell did we start? Just like that, where we're like, we were like, really? Like, we just wanted to like call out the lies.
Yeah.
This bullshit. Like, you're lying right now. Why are you lying to us? And all that stuff. And oh my gosh, my voice, do you hear that? Do you hear like, oh God, I'm so annoyed that I'm going to be sick. But yeah, I think this was fun. And oh, wow. This is how you know we're cousins, because I should just punch her for that. I'm gonna start making fun of you now. I need water, so we need to end this. But thank you guys so much for listening. Please check out allabouttrh.com. We have the video up of Jennifer's house.
I know, I'm so excited for you guys to see that.
Yeah, we have all that, and we have photos. We have like photos and exclusive videos from the night. The funny one of like Frank and Paulie touching each other. There's like even ones of like Louis, not like, no, oh my gosh, no, not that. You know what I mean? But check us out and leave a review if you like this podcast. Okay, please, because you guys like all comment on Instagram. Please take that energy on my reviews because I'm going to go crazy with these people that listen, knowing they're probably not going to like it. But thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you guys. We're gonna cover the New Jersey recap tomorrow. So we'll be back tomorrow.
Bye guys.
All right, bye. Be sure to check us out, allabouttrh.com, for behind-the-scene coverage of the event and updated news on your favorite Real Housewives, and follow us at All About TRH Podcast.